Hello guys. Hello guys and welcome back to Makeup FOMO. Today I'm so excited for this video because I'm going to do a full face, aside from like two things, but a full face of first impressions of Milani. So a ton of Milani products, basically a whole entire face, and I've never tried any of these products before. So I'm so excited. I'm mostly freaking out because, let me show you. Look at all the stuff we have to try out. We have a ton of colored eyeliners, a ton of face products like foundation, concealer, powders, blushes, a ton of lip products, and their two newest palettes, and they sent these to me, y'all. So I am just so excited and thrilled about that. But they did send me all of this stuff, which is just such a blessing. I'm super appreciative and super thankful. So I cannot wait to try these out. I have been eyeing these palettes since they launched, so it was so perfect that they included these, and I'm so excited to try all this stuff out. So if y'all want to see a full face of Milani first impressions, then let's just go ahead and get started. I'm obviously not going to be able to try out like every single one of these products because there's like multiple eyeliners and stuff like that. But I did do a ton of swatches and like labeled them and stuff for Instagram, so I'll pop those on the screen right now, and I can include links to the post in the description box so that y'all can check out all the products in case you're curious. So my skin is washed and moisturized and all that good stuff. Y'all know I'm not like super big into primer, so I'm not even gonna bother with that step today, and I'm gonna jump right into the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. I have the shade 03 Light Beige. I kind of go back and forth, but right now I'm really not super into using a sponge for my foundation. I'm dry skinned in the winter, but right now in the summer, especially down here in the south where it's super hot, I've been getting kind of oily and like sweaty, you know, and so I feel like I don't really want to like add too much dew to my foundation, and I feel like a sponge kind of does that. I don't know how much to use. I know this is supposed to be very full coverage, so, and I don't know how this color is gonna be either. Okay, so this is, I used like a pump and a half maybe, and I just used that on my whole entire face. I didn't have to add any at all, and I feel like my skin is like just the right amount of coverage. I mean, it's definitely like full coverage, I would say, for sure, but it's not like that really intense full coverage where it feels like heavy or like thick and cakey, but it covered like just right. Like I feel like I definitely could conceal just a tiny bit on like a little bit of my discoloration, but honestly I'm not like obsessed with my skin being like perfectly covered, so this is like more than enough coverage for me, and I'm actually surprised it's fairly luminous, which I wasn't expecting because I don't think this necessarily claims, but I think this just looks like so healthy. And it's literally like my perfect shade. Like, I don't know if y'all can tell, but wow, this looks really good. I am so like overly excited about this next product. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer. I'm sure y'all have probably like seen this. I feel like this blew up online. I just love this packaging. I have the shade 125 Light Natural. Again, I don't know how this color is gonna work, but I've just heard such good things about this concealer, so I'm like so excited to see how it works. So I think I literally like magically got my perfect shades in both the concealer and the foundation. I don't even know how I did that. These shades are perfect for each other. It's feeling so moisturizing. You can probably even tell, I obviously haven't said it yet, and I think you can tell it's like a very dewy, like moisturizing concealer. It's got such great coverage. It covered everything that I needed to cover. I don't have like crazy under eye circles, but I feel like it covered everything with just that tiny amount that I used. Like, this is definitely a full coverage base, I would say, but not too full coverage. I'm so into everything that's going on right now. So y'all know I need to set my face all the time regardless. So in order to do that, I have the Prep Set and Go transparent face powder. So what I'm excited about for this is that it's transparent, so it's not obviously gonna provide any like coverage or color. It's just gonna set, and that's exactly what I need, especially because I'm like so obsessed with how my base looks right now that I wouldn't want to add any coverage or color or anything like that. I just kind of want to like set it down. I'm actually going to use this under my eyes and all over my face as well. Okay, so our skin is all set. I think you can definitely tell that it mattified a good amount, which is definitely what I was looking for, but it didn't like totally take away like all the luminosity. I feel like you can just see kind of like a very natural amount of glow, kind of like almost like a satin matte kind of finish we have going on. I definitely feel like it kind of filtered my skin a little bit as well. I mean, you can definitely like still see my pores and stuff. It didn't like perform any magic, but I definitely feel like it like just kind of like airbrushed everything a little bit and just made everything like very smooth. So the only things that I don't have like full face wise is a bronzer and a highlight, and brows of course, but I always use the same brow products anyway. So I'm gonna hop off here and just throw on some bronzer and do my brows, and then we'll jump back on and do the eyes and the face and the lips and all that good stuff. Okay, so I bronzed up a little bit and just filled in my brows lightly, and now we're on to blush, and I'm so excited. I actually have two here. They're both the baked powder blushes, the ones that come in just like this simple gold packaging. This cool toned one is so pretty. This is called Petal Primavera, and that is just like such a beautiful like cool toned pink. And then I have, believe it or not, never tried Luminoso, which I don't know how I never like jumped on this bandwagon. I'm sure y'all know this is like a cult classic, and so I think I'm going to use this one today. I mean, I'm obsessed with this one. I can't wait to try it, but I feel like I'm behind and I need to try Luminoso. I'm going to test this out. I am so excited, and I didn't put any highlight on because I wanted to see like how luminous these are on their own. That is definitely as pretty as everybody says it is. I mean, it's not like overly pigmented. I feel like it has just the right amount of pigmentation, and it's definitely, as I'm sure you can tell, got a little bit of a glow. I mean, I feel like baked products like this usually do have a little bit of glow to them, but it's not like emphasizing, because I definitely have some like texture over here. It's not emphasizing my texture or anything, but it definitely adds like that really nice kind of like healthy glow to the skin. Honestly, I probably don't even need a highlight because I feel like this just kind of did it for me. I think that's beautiful. So now it's time for eyes, and I don't know which palette I want to use. These are the two. This one is Gilded Rouge, which is stunning. It's got like so many cool like metallic shades, and this one's super fun. And then this dark like black one is called Gilded Noir, and this is also kind of has some of those like kind of like jewel tones. I don't know what, I think I kind of want to do like a blue. I'm wearing like a navy blue, so I feel like it'd be fun. Maybe I'll like dip into both a little bit, like rather than just like trying to pick one, maybe I'll just kind of like dabble in both. So from the Gilded Rouge palette, I'm going to start with the shade Hush Hush. So I'm just going to take that and just put that all over. And I just love like the new packaging they're doing, like with the like kind of just like magnetic like kind of cardboard packaging. I mean, the outside is like stunning. Like these are just gorgeous. I feel like these look like so high end. I absolutely am obsessed with this shade. I feel like this is like such a beautiful like reddish brownish. I'm trying to figure out what shade I want to do on the lid. I think I want to go with Wait What, just because this just looks like so interesting with like the like purple flip that it has. I'm just really curious. So I don't know how it's gonna go with this red, but we're gonna just go for it. I'm gonna use my finger. I obviously didn't use like a glitter primer or like a glitter glue, or I didn't wet my brush or anything. This is just the straight up pigment on my finger. And it's super beautiful. I mean, I feel like it would definitely be a little bit more intense if I were to like use a wet brush. I will say it looks like it's a little bit of like kind of a dry, like kind of crumbly formula a little bit. I don't know if y'all can tell, but it's kind of like a little bit like crumbled up in the pan, which is no big deal. These don't claim to be like cream shadows or anything. All right, so I just got my brush wet. Let me see if that changes anything. Yeah, you can definitely tell it gets like a little bit more metallic once you do that, and it definitely adheres to the eye a little bit better too. So I don't think I would say that made like a world of difference. I feel like it's catching the light a little bit better, but it didn't like completely like transform it into like a whole new shadow. I think it's beautiful though. I absolutely love the color. I think like the last thing I want to do though, I want to take a little bit of Dark Side. This is from the Gilded Noir palette. And I'm just gonna take that on like a super tiny little fluffy brush and just deepen up the outer corner slightly. Like I don't want to make this super dark and smoky, but I definitely want to just kind of blend the red and the blue together and just add a little bit of more depth. I'm trying to avoid blending over the blue because I'm getting a little bit of fallout here, and I feel like if you were to blend like over the blue, a lot of the glitter would potentially like flake off. And then I'm just going to blend back out with that overbaked shade, that reddish kind of like terracotta shade. I'm just gonna take a tiny bit on my brush and just blend out the edges, because as you can kind of tell, the combination of the black and the red kind of made like a really cool like pretty purple. It looks really awesome, but I definitely want still some of the red to be peeking through like right at the edges. And I'm holding my brush all the way at the very end so that I'm not applying too much. And y'all know I don't like to go too crazy on my lower lash line. I don't think that flatters my eyes very much. But I'm gonna use that overbaked shade again. And I do like a little bit of like a warm kind of like orangey color on my lower lash line. So I'm gonna take a tiny bit of that on a pencil brush and just smudge that on the lower lash line just a little bit. All right, I'm just dusting away a little bit of fallout that I have from that blue. I think when we were like blending the black, it definitely had some of the glitter fall off like I suspected. Last but not least, for the shadow, I'm gonna take the shade Bubbly from the Gilded Noir palette. This just looks like a pretty standard like champagne-y highlight shade. All right, well that highlight shade is incredible. I mean, it's not like, you know, in your face, but it's super pretty, like very kind of natural. So they sent over a ton of their colored eyeliners. I am so freaking excited. There's a silver one, a navy blue one, a like red, a purple, and a green. I feel like the blue is kind of like all over the lid, so I kind of want to try the red. These are the Stay Put eyeliners. So they are retractable, which is super nice. You don't have to worry about sharpening. And so even though these are retractable, so you don't technically need to sharpen them, if you do need to kind of like add a little bit more of a point to it, the end of the pencil actually comes out, which is so cool. And it has a little baby sharpener there. So if you need to just kind of add a little bit of a point to your pencil, you can. And it also has a little smudger on it. So if you know, like doing like a smudgy lower or upper lash line, you definitely have that tool included too. And so I just absolutely love how these are packaged. And so this is the shade Picante. Okay, I was not expecting this to be that pigmented. First of all, a lot of my eyeliners, as soon as I use them, they just like melt away. And look, this literally looks the same as when I took it out of the packaging. Like, it didn't just like melt away or lose its shape. Do y'all see how pigmented? I was not expecting that at all. Not because I didn't think these were going to be good, but might just be me or maybe the products I've been using, but my waterlines like really don't hold on to color. I don't know if they're like too watery or what it is, but usually anything I put on them, either, unless it's black, it just like doesn't show up. I have to put it like on my skin underneath my waterline to be able to actually see the color. So I'm literally shocked. I mean, it says on here 1 stroke intense color, like 100% that is true. This just literally like stole the show. That might be, I mean y'all saw I've loved like everything so far, but this is like surprising me the most. So up next we have the Milani Highly Rated Mascara. I've never tried a Milani mascara, I don't think ever. I absolutely love the packaging. I feel like gold is just Milani's thing, but I love how it has the stars. Gold and black just always looks so luxe. I'm gonna curl my lashes real quick. And this has a pretty standard wand. It's just normal bristles. Does it not look like I have fake lashes on right now? What? My lashes, I mean, they never look this good. And I'm really not like trying to overhype this because I had, to be honest, like fairly low hopes for this because it kind of takes a lot for me to like fall in love with a mascara. But Swan seems like a little bit big to use on the bottom lashes, but I'm gonna try it. Oh, I'm definitely not a big fan of it on the lower lash line, or for the lower lashes. I mean, I feel like the wand is a little bit too big and like I just don't really feel like it did much for my lower lashes. However, this is looking nice on my upper lashes. I'm thoroughly impressed. I mean, most mascaras don't like stand up to their claims in my opinion, but like this definitely builded, lifted, and added volume. So guys, this is going great. Let's do lips real quick. That is the final step. So like I showed y'all, I have quite a few different products here. And I've always wanted to try this lip gloss, so I'm super excited. This is in the shade Pink Quartz. So this is just like a really pretty like baby pink. And then we have one of these bold matte lipsticks. This packaging is super like beautiful, like matte black. This is in the shade I Am Pretty. And then these are their matte satin shades in the shade Velour, Satin, and Lavish. And I mean, all of these are stunning, but I just feel like because I have such a like kind of bold eye going on, it would probably be a little bit much for me to do something like this. I don't know. I'm honestly thinking it would be safer just to do this nude color. And this is a matte satin, so I'm definitely interested to see like what this formula is about, because usually like a lipstick's either matte or it's like a creamy, like an in-between. Sounds like a little bit interesting, so I can't wait. So this shade is gorgeous. It's obviously, as you can probably tell, a little bit more on like the warm, like peachy side of nude rather than like a cooler or like a pinker tone. I think I'm starting to understand the whole satin matte concept. Y'all can probably tell, I think you can probably tell just from looking at my lips, they're not like super matte, but I can already tell this is like a very comfortable formula. Like it's incredibly lightweight. I literally doesn't even feel like I have anything on my lips. I think I want to try throwing this Pink Quartz lip gloss over top of it. This kind of shade is a kind of shade that I'll just like throw on over just like my naked lips, just to like add some shine and like a little hint of pink. So I can already tell I'm gonna get a ton of use out of that. Okay guys, so that was everything for this video. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like this went super well. I literally feel like everything was a serious home run. I just think like everything looks so nice. So I will link all of these products down in the description bar along with the colors and everything like that, just in case y'all are curious and want to check these out. I'm sure most of this is available on Ulta, and obviously all of it's going to be available on Milani's website. So I will have all that information down below for you. I'm just like really in shock with how much I loved everything. Like this very rarely happens. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to subscribe, we would love to have you. We have so much fun here. And until next time, I will see y'all in our next video. Bye guys.